First of all, the Sutra is the heart of the Prajna teaching. The Prajna teaching, which in turn is the heart of the Buddhist teaching. Now, Buddha teaches a lot of things, and you can see that if you read the Tripitaka, it's a big, huge volume. And he teaches a lot of things, and he teaches a lot of particular what we call the experience means. Because he knows that the Buddha knows us that our level of understanding is of various degree. So he speaks different ways to make us understand. And as our understanding get better and better, and as we graduate, he will teach us more. And the Prajna teaching is one of the deepest. And the sutra itself has very profound meaning. And the writing is very elegant, particularly in the Chinese version. I translate it, and if you think that the translation is not good, let me know, because it still can be modified. But so far you can see this is very elegant. And it's also very short. And it's make it very accessible and very benefit to everybody. And even for the people who don't read. And that's what's happening in China. That for people who don't even, who can't read, they can still chant the Heart Sutra. Because they just memorize it, right? Because it's short, so they memorize it, and they may not even know how to write it, or they may even know to understand it. But almost everybody know a little bit about the sutra, or at least part of it. So it's very accessible to everybody. On the other hand, its literary beauty and depth attract a lot of lay people, or even for Confucians or Taoists. And if you go to a Taoist temple, they chant the Heart Sutra too. And for a number of reasons. First of all, it's for its deep meaning, and also for its literary beauty. And that's why a lot of lay scholars, they study the Heart Sutra. And even for the Confucians, and they also study the Heart Sutra. It's quite surprising that the Sutra is really cut across all religions and all teachings. And despite it's very short, it doesn't mean that it's written in a very sloppy manner. It's literally it's very beautiful. And if you understand the Chinese, the English version is, we will try to try our best to match it, but we don't know whether it's good or not. So maybe if there's somebody who are good in English writing, let me know, and we can improve the English translation. And that's why you can see that the Heart Sutra nowadays is written or carved in paint, or in palm leaf, or in bamboo, or stone, or bronze, or even in gold. And you can see that for example, if you go to the downstairs in the main hall, you can pick up the Heart Sutra very easily, because it is carved in everywhere. And a lot of people try to hang it up in the living room, or sometimes people in some public place, in some restaurant, they hang it up too. And a lot of people appreciate it, and it's a very good way to start a meaningful discussion. And a lot of people learn the way through this teaching, because sometimes they see a scroll of the Heart Sutra, and they start to try to understand what's it all about. So it's actually very popular, and you can find it everywhere. And you may like to get one copy, a good copy, and bring it home. And because a lot of people, when they read it, either in the English version or in the Chinese version, and they will start asking questions and try to discuss with you what is really the meaning of the sutra. And it is so profound that everybody knows about this one, and you can discuss with anybody. And of course, it depends on their understanding. Some are a very basic understanding, some have a very deep understanding. And furthermore, this is the only sutra that is chanted in every temple. In China, in Japan, in Korea, And in China, it's chanted in the morning, it's chanted in the evening. Okay, so everybody chant this one. And so you can see the importance of this sutra. And also, a lot of people, sometimes when they go to a temple, they see a very ritualistic surface. And some people find that, oh, the ritual side of the surface is meaningless, right? Somebody may find that not only meaningless, then someone will find it offensive. They find, oh, the Buddhist teaching is very superstitious. They are worshipping idols or something. But on the other hand, once they read the Heart Sutra or they listen to the Heart Sutra, they find that, wow, this is not as what they thought. And they find that the meaning is very deep. So you can see that there's a good balance between the ritual side and also the wisdom side of the Buddhist teaching. And the sutra itself is also serving as a guideline. It's almost like a manual for practice of particular for parameters. And I think you have studied some of the 6 parameter, and the Prajna parameter is the leading one. And the use of it is to purge all our grasping of the self and the Dhamma. Our suffering is mainly start in our grasping, particular grasping of the self and the Dhamma. We think that the things that we see, the things that we own, the things that we have are real, and we attach to it. And if it doesn't belong to us anymore, or if it goes away, then we suffer. And the same things they said when we see something that we don't like, we think that it is going there to be there forever. So we suffer again when it is around us. And the same for ourselves. When we see ourselves, we think that this is real, right? We think our body is real, we think this is permanent. But once our body is no longer work as good as we hope to, or look as good as it is, for the lady, when we grow old, we don't like it, right? We are not as beautiful as when we were young. And also when we are getting older, we feel that we are weak and we don't like it, because we think that we should be strong and we should be strong forever. And so we have this attachment or grasping of the self that is, we think that's real. And we hope that this real thing will never change. And when it changes, we are not happy and we suffer. And of course, the biggest suffering is that when we are died, when we dead, we think that, well, that's it, and we don't want to go, because we don't understand that the self doesn't really exist in the first place. And that's why the Heart Sutra tells us exactly what it is. It's that there's no such thing as a self. And when we chant the sutra, we chant that there's no eye, no ears, no mouth, right? Is it right or wrong? We have an eye here, right? We have a nose here. How can the sutra say that there's no eyes and ears? So this is, the Heart Sutra itself is a manual of instruction. It's just like the instruction manual to liberate us from all our suffering and to awaken ourselves from all the delusion and to attain Buddhahood. So you can see that these are the steps of how we achieve liberation and how we become a Buddha. Is that first, we would to see that where our suffering comes from. Why we have all these problems, why we are worrying all day long, why we are not happy. And then the next step, it also tells us how to awaken ourselves from all this delusion, all this wrong belief. The thing that we believe is true is actually wrong. And the thing that is true, we think that is wrong. So we are turning things upside down. And of course, finally, it tells us how to achieve Buddhahood as well. So it's a very good instruction book if you consider the Sutra is only 260 characters, it's very short. This is a complete manual of liberation. You can't get better than that, right? Nowadays, although I explained to you there are many, over a dozen Chinese versions, but the Shengguang's version is used in all occasions, almost every occasion, except some rare occasions. For example, if you are doing research, you are doing historical study or doing archaeological study, then use other version for reference. But otherwise, everybody use the Shengguang version. And it's only 260 characters, Chinese character, as I mentioned before. It is the shortest sutra. There's no other sutra that's shorter than that. It has only one section, it's the main scriptural section. Usually a sutra has 3 sections, the prologue, and the main scriptural section, and the concluding sections. But in the Shengguang version, you only have the main section. You don't have the prologue, and also don't have the concluding section. But a few other translations consist of all 3. Okay, so if you are interested in looking at what other sections are talking about, so you can go to read other there are other translations as well. And also the details of the Heart Sutra can be found in the main in the Maha Paramita Sutra. Okay, the Maha Paramita Sutra is a very big sutra. Okay, it consists of 600 scrolls. Each scroll is about 7,000 characters. So we make it about 4 million Chinese characters. So it's about 2,000 times longer. So it's very long. But you can find the Heart Sutras is in chapter 2, scroll number 4. So if you are interested in finding where Heart Sutra is, because I mentioned that the Heart Sutra is the heart of the Paramita teaching. Okay, so that's why you can find it in the longer, the expanded version. And some Buddha said that the Heart Sutra is considered as the summary of the Diamond Sutra. Okay, you heard about the Diamond Sutra, right? Diamond Sutra is longer, and it's about 5,000 characters. Okay, and you can consider the Heart Sutra as a summary of the Diamond Sutra. And the Diamond Sutra can be considered in turn as a summary of the Maha Paramita Sutra, which is very long. So, as I mentioned, it's over 4 million characters. This is very long. And the Maha Paramita Sutra is also translated by Shengguang, and that's why it's probably one of the reasons why we like to chant the Shengguang version as well. And all these sutra, all these 3 sutra, the Heart Sutra, Diamond Sutra, and the Maha Paramita Sutra, are all part what we call the Praja teaching. Okay. Praja, I have mentioned a number of times, is actually, I'll just explain very briefly. It's called the transcendental wisdom. We understand what wisdom is, right? But this, when we are talking about wisdom in Buddhist teaching, we call it the transcendental wisdom. And that's why we don't translate it as wisdom as such. Now, I mentioned the Diamond Sutra, and I'll explain a little bit and take some extract of the Diamond Sutra. And actually, we in Cham we chant the Diamond Sutra a lot as well. Okay, but for English reader, it is a bit of a challenge if you don't read the Chinese, because it's a bit long. But actually, it's not that long. It's also one of the popular